There is a certain sense of pride that those that love horror movies take in saying, I've challenged myself to go see the scariest movie of all time, and it had no effect on me whatsoever. This is a whole genre of movies I don't get. Same as roller coasters. Why would you do that to yourself?
See, adrenaline rush. Honestly, the people who like horror movies, we all have the same thing where we like to be startled, which is, I know, kind of counterintuitive to, being a human. Usually people don't love that. But like that rush you get when like something actually scares you, especially when you've been watching horror movies for a long time and something gets to you, nothing beats that feeling.
We call them freaks.
Yeah, I feel like life is scary enough as it is. I don't need to add any more fear into my life.
But you'll also notice that, and I think Jackson here and Rebecca are going to be a great example of this, when you got two people in the same room that love horror movies. Oh, I can handle it better than you can. No, I can handle it better than you can. So you took this to the test.
Yeah, actually, the whole premise of this is the fact that I'm not an avid scary movie watcher. I have a kind of contentious relationship with scary movies where I went through a phase where I absolutely loathed them, and then I went through a phase where I actually loved them when that was like right around early high school. But one movie actually messed me up bad enough to where I've kind of just written off the genre altogether for maybe the last 8 years. And so I thought this would be a fun experiment, though, because I don't watch horror movies, and freaky Rebecca over here absolutely loves them and watches them by herself and falls asleep to them. She's just like, she's the pro. So I wanted to put it to the test.
I want to know what the horror movie was that scared you off it.
Insidious.
Ooh.
Was it the same one we were talking about yesterday? Was it Frozen?
Might have done that to Mikey, though. If you've seen the movie, you'd get it. Like, that was right around the time where I got super into this lucid dreaming stuff, and like that kind of plays a role into this movie. So it felt even more real to me, and it absolutely terrified me. But for this, yesterday, what Rebecca and I did is we found this article basically highlighting what the top scariest movies were. And it's not just based on people's opinions or reviews about them. They actually go and get strapped up to these heart rate monitors that track their heart rate throughout the entire showing of the movie. And they basically are looking for what is your base heart rate beforehand, and then what is your average rate throughout the movie, and what is your peak heart rate throughout the movie as well. And so Rebecca and I wanted to put this to the test and basically look at this and see, is a seasoned horror movie goer versus someone like me who's more of a newbie at this, like what would the difference be in sort of the data that we're looking at? So yesterday we went to
data.
This is a scientific experiment here.
So official, Jackson.
And so yesterday we went to Tommy's house, and Tommy, the known movie buff cinephile of the group here, along with Rebecca, has this really awesome movie theater and in his house. And the crazy thing is the sound in this theater, I swear to you, is better than a normal movie theater. Like, it is heart thumping. You can hear every little thing, and it's incredibly loud. So I knew I was kind of screwed going into this. We basically downloaded an app onto these Apple Watches that lets you continuously track the entire time. And we've got some results for you that are pretty interesting.
Should we place bets on who we think actually had the higher heart rate throughout the movie?
Well, Jackson's already told us that he doesn't like these, but man, this guy's got some kind of weird gear. That's the thing about it. Okay,
Is that an insult or a compliment?
No, it's like a weird competitive gear, and he's clever and tricky. So somehow I'm thinking he settled himself down. I'm actually going to take Jackson in this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually feel the same way. I don't know why, but I have a feeling Rebecca's heart rate is probably higher.
Oh, no, I am Team Rebecca all the way. Me and her traversing the streets of Dublin, it doesn't get scarier than that. She was cool as a cucumber. I'm going Jackson got scared.
Y'all are insane. Rebecca is the GOAT. There's no way she got scared.
It's split by gender, because I'm also going with Rebecca. I think she was, like Abby said, cool as a cucumber throughout the entire movie.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what the average for this study was with like 250 people, and then we'll share our results, okay?
Okay.
So the audience that watched it in this study experienced a 34% uplift in heart rate. Their resting prior was 64 beats per minute, During the movie, it was 86 across the entire thing, and the maximum scariest moment sent someone to 131 beats per minute.
Woo! Okay. For reference, with 130 heartbeats per minute, that's like somebody doing like an intense, high intensity workout. If your heart rate is getting up to like 130.
Wait a second. You mean I don't have to work out? I just have to watch movies?
Yes.
Into scary movies now.
That's what I do. And before we share the results, I think we really need to paint a picture of how scary this movie is. I took a little bit of audio, and we have a compilation of some terrified screams and some giggles from me. Jackson's heart rate is already at 102 as we're starting this movie.
Okay, yeah, it's going up.
Lawnmower at night in the rain. Oh my god! No more, please. Please. Oh my god!
I was impressed with Rebecca. Now I'm just kind of scared of you.
Yeah. I want to change my pick.
Rebecca's like,
Did you hear the sick satisfaction she got from all
You sound
that?
like you was getting punched in the stomach.
Yeah, I was. That's what it felt like.
You gotta laugh.
So, Rebecca, do you want to share what your resting prior and what your peak was?
My resting prior was 77, and during the movie, my peak was 107. Pretty
I
high.
thought you were going to say it went down. At 68 or something. Okay.
So my resting before was 61, and when I peaked, it went up to 156.
Did you have a heart attack?
He alive.
There is a reason for this, though, is because
You're a little bitch.
besides that,
Hey, yo.
The Bert Show.